Everybody wants some. I want some too. Everybody Wants Some is written and directed by my boy Richard Linklater. It stars a cast of mostly unknown actors, and this is the spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused. Now, Dazed and Confused took place in the 70s, and that began on the last day of high school, and just before these guys began college and stuff, realizing, oh my god, what's going to happen in my future and stuff. And it was like a great party movie. Now, this one takes place in the 80s, and this takes place on the last few days of summer before college begins. And yeah, it's another party movie, but, I mean, it's Richard Linklater. You can't go wrong with the man. Nearly everything he's done is pretty much good or great. He's made some misses. I love almost everything of his that I've seen. The Before trilogy, Boyhood, School of Rock, Dazed and Confused. He's made so many great movies that he is the king. He is the man. Whenever Richard Linklater has a new film coming out, you already know what you're going to get. You already know that you're going to get something that's so incredible that you're like, this guy seriously is a genius. And he does it again. This is another fantastic film from him. This is a brilliant coming-of-age film. It was really funny, and it had a lot of heart to it. And it was, of course, relatable like most of Richard Linklater's films. To prove that, yeah, I went to the screen, here's the ticket that I got from the AMC Empire 25 in New York City. By the way, what a theater. An insane theater, that is. And I got this poster. If it could come up. Hopefully you guys can see it. And if you see it right here, it says, from writer-director Richard Linklater comes the spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused. You see? I ain't lying to you. And yeah, I love this film. It's easily in my top 5 films of the year right now. It might just end up being in my top 5 of the year. People are going to ask, is this movie as good as Dazed and Confused? I think it's on the same level of perfection. If you love 80s, you'll love this movie. If you love Richard Linklater, you'll love this film. If you love Dazed and Confused, you'll love this film. And by the way, what this movie's about is that it's a frat of baseball players and stuff learning who they are. Half of them consist of freshmen and half of them consist of sophomore students and seniors. And we mainly focus on this freshman named Jake, played by newcomer Blake Jenner, just to see who he is and basically his purpose and what he's going to do once college begins, other than being the jockey, baseball, strappy dude. He's the main character of the film, and we focus on his story and everyone else as well. What I loved about this film was that every character had their shining moment. There was not one character that was just in the corner doing nothing. Everyone had their scene-stealing moment. Blake Jenner was fantastic. He's actually in talks to play young Han Solo. He's actually my pick to play Han Solo. Yeah, I want someone unknown, someone who has a lot of good charisma to them to play young Han Solo, and I think Blake Jenner would play that very well, and his character was great. Every other performance was great. I was surprised by Glen Powell. He doesn't seem like someone who would be that strong of an actor. He might have been the scene stealer the entire film. I loved him in this film. There was not one weak performance in this film, as usual, from Linklater. The writing, as expected, is great. Like I said before, this film is so relatable to the point where I'm like, I think this might be me when I go to college. See, I'm not the most popular kid in high school, and I don't want to be. But in college, I have to realize who I am and what path I want to follow. I gotta be sure I'm on the path to become something good and not something dumb. I don't want to F up when I go to college and stuff. Direction is fantastic. This film flies by like that. I love the way the film ended. It was very risky. I didn't think that it would end like the way it did. I thought they would continue after the last scene of the film. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been complaining about, oh, the film's too long. I thought the film had a perfect runtime. Yes, it is almost 2 hours long, but it doesn't feel like it's 2 hours long. It feels like a 90-minute film, and that's the beautiness of Linklater, is that most of his films feel so fast-paced that you're just like, how is this long? Like, how is that possible? And the soundtrack, too, is stellar. There's so many great songs. Obviously, everybody wants them from Van Halen. They have My Sharona. They have songs by The Cars, Pat Benatar, Hot Chocolate, Devo. Lots of great songs. This soundtrack is so superb. It's the best soundtrack of 2016 so far in terms of film soundtracks. I'm going to buy it when it comes out. I'm going to pick it up day one. It's like an instantaneous pickup. And the cinematography, it looks like an 80s film. It looks like it was shot in the 80s. I love it. I really love everything about this film. As a huge Richard Linklater fan, I wasn't disappointed with this film. It just had a really nice message to it, and it was really funny. Overall, Everybody Wants Some was not a disappointment. It was a very satisfying, heartfelt, entertaining, spiritual sequel to Dazed and Confused. Like I said before, if you love Dazed and Confused, if you love the 80s, if you love Richard Linklater, you're going to love this film. Everybody Wants Some, I can't get enough of it. And with that being said, the film gets an A+. Guys, tell me down below what you thought if Everybody Wants Some, if you saw it, and if you're going to see it, tell me down below what's your favorite Richard Linklater film. I'm not going to say mine. In a few weeks on Top 5 Saturdays Live, we're going to do a Richard Linklater episode. Guys, thank you so much for watching this review, and I'll see you guys soon.